Royal Duality, Tales for the Silent One, Chapter 2.
The Fae and vampires were once at war, long before the events of this tale. It was a protracted, bloody, and painful struggle. The Evergreen Castle incident was one of the last of the war. Many blamed the fire sprites for what happened, but it seemed that those in power suspected the vampires were responsible. They rallied their allies to end the bloody conflict. Once the wizards gave their full support to the Fae court, the fate of the opposition was sealed.
Yeah, I know you're not into politics, but the vampires never really recovered after they lost the war.
That was old news to the dreamer, though he was often lectured about the crimes of the war by the bitter high cleric Blackheath. The cleric rarely spoke without cause, but when he did, he would make his hatred for Fae-kind abundantly clear. Things had moved on beyond the abandoned castle and forest. Vampires and Fae alike had stopped talking about the war. But for the vampires in this story, the pain of defeat was raw. Now the dreamer was charged with the unfortunate task of completing errands outside of the castle walls for the High Cleric. You may think this is a good exchange, as he was able to tolerate the poison of the forest unscathed. But the dreamer had no freedom. Once his tasks were finished, he was forced to return to his tiny prison cell. But, ever the optimist, the dreamer spent his spare time conjuring fantastical and captivating illusions, creating his ideal life, hoping that one day they would become reality. This triumph of King Evergreen begins when a mysterious new inhabitant of the castle, the young cleric, entered one such session. He was amazed at first, wondering how such an incredible and comforting place could exist in the waking world. But the pretense faded quickly, and the cleric became downhearted when he discovered the truth.
This room, it's...
Yes, it's an illusion. However, my stellar attention to detail, where makeup is concerned, is genuine.
You live in dreams, then? That means you're an incubus?
Half, but I am beyond labels. You're in danger. You need to get out of here. Where did you come from?
I don't remember anything, but why would you tell me I need to escape? Blackheath has been nothing but kind to me.
Blackheath's been... You're being tricked, my good fellow. Blackheath's a devious miser. I know from personal experience.
He's a little austere, but I don't think he's a bad person.
Well, I do know him, and honestly, he's a bad person. How do I get you out of here?
I don't want to leave.
Of course you do! No one would want to stay in a miserable hovel like this.
Do you know something specific about my past?
No, but...
Then don't assume what I do or do not want.
This is bad. He's already starting to sound like him.
Sounding like who?
The dreamer made the brave decision to try and help the young cleric. He could sense a good within him, though the dreamer worried that it was beginning to fade. On an upcoming errand for the High Cleric, the dreamer ventured through the dead and abandoned forest. I mentioned earlier that few could survive in that diseased place, so it was remarkably strange that the dreamer would meet someone during his journey. This mysterious traveller, like so many in this story, was more than he seemed. But for now, we know him as thus.
I'm Christian Rovenberg. I'll keep my eye on you. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Christian is plain-looking, and even slightly tired in appearance. He has ivory white skin, messy black hair, and golden eyes. He wears a simple plain black coat and a yellow turtleneck jumper. He appears no older than 20. He is part lichen and part vampire. This explains how he can survive in the Dead Forest, but it does not reveal why he is there. The dreamer was suspicious of his motives, unsure if Christian was friend or foe. They talked for a while, and it became clear that whilst they could not be more different from one another, they did get along rather well. Christian revealed that he wanted to enter the castle and end Count Helmric's occupancy of the abandoned Fey castle. At this point, Christian knew that the young cleric was once the vastly powerful and famous wizard Oliver Lunastella, a well-known force for good. The dreamer now knew that he could not just stand by and let Oliver be corrupted by the vampires in the castle. As the pair discussed how they might help the wizard, Christian revealed his true nature. I see. So you need this Lou chap to help you get into the castle? Why is he so important?
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't tell you everything yet. But believe me, Ira is a root cause of this problem. If I can get inside and render her harmless, everything else may fall into place for you.
No. You dodged the question. Who is this Lou person? Is he handsome? A looker? A kind soul? A mage? I need details.
Well, no pulling the wool over your eyes. He's a Fey diplomat and...
Well, I fancy myself as a bit of a diplomat too. I like building relationships, so this might be fun. Back to you, though. If you can neutralize Ira, you're no ordinary gardener.
I'm going to trust you, Sirius. I can't expect you to help me unless you know the truth. I work for the King of the Dead. Dedrick. I'm his duke. This is what I really look like.
Okay.
Are you alright?
I think so.
I know I seem untrustworthy and probably now very frightening, but I just want to help you and Oliver.
Well, I'm almost in the same boat. I can't judge you too much. And you're certainly not like Driscoll or Helmrich. All right. I'm going to the Fae anyway. I'll mention this Lou fellow and see if he rings any bells. I can't promise you more than that.
Thank you. 1,000 thank yous. I promise I'll try and give you as much help as I can.
You just let the King of the Dead know I'm a good egg, and I'd like a long and happy life.
I look forward to seeing you again soon.
We're allies for now, right? So let's rendezvous here in a week or so?
Yes. Thanks again, Sirius. I'm in your debt.
Christian's transformation into a duke was quite the sight to behold. His hair became smooth and well-kempt, and the white of his eyes became black. He wore a flowing cape and a well-fitting outfit of white, black, and gold. This dramatically contrasted his previous appearance. He was resplendent and regal-looking. The dreamer was in equal measures terrified and amazed after that meeting. When he returned to the castle that evening, the High Cleric knew nothing of the encounter. The dreamer realized that the Duke of Death could conceal his actions, meaning they could make plans together without the High Cleric's interference. Now, it is high time I introduce the neighboring forest to Evergreen. It is the one we're in right now. The Flowerberry Forest.
The way you switch between storyteller and you
It's something else.
Dream demons adore becoming immersed in illusions. Oh, come now, Ranistar. Surely you know that.
Yeah, but it's more intense than I imagined it to be.
You wanted proper services for proper coin, so I'm just giving you what you asked for. Now, you both know that Flowerberry Forest has a reputation for health and healing.
I'm looking forward to trying the spa out tomorrow.
Well, that same healing water that you'll soak in kept Flowerberry Forest safe from the evil poison that spread over the neighbouring Evergreen Forest. Now, I didn't tell you that aside without reason. Christian, as a Dampier, didn't feel welcome in the Flowerberry Forest, so he wrote a letter and asked the Dreamer to deliver it to the Flowerberry Fae Court. The Dreamer himself didn't know the contents of said letter, but whatever they were, the Fae Court took sudden and decisive action. And that is where our next part of the tale will begin.